Daisy! Daisy, 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 Daisy! In this game, you get to play as Daisy. Growing up in the DS Wii era, I was never super into the Daisy series. From New Super Daisy on the DS to Daisy Party 9, nearly every Daisy game I played growing up, good or bad, gave me the impression that this was a sauceless franchise. The only exceptions were the Daisy and Peach games and Daisy Strikers, which I always loved playing with my imaginary friends. Even after being honest here, I never understood the hype for Daisy games. Until Super Daisy Girls Wonder. The first mainline game in the Daisy series that lets you play as Daisy. From a pure gameplay perspective, there isn't a drastic difference in quality between Daisy Wonder and other 2D Daisy games. However, what elevates Wonder above its contemporaries is how it finally gives modern 2D Daisy the presentation it deserves. Also, you get to play as Daisy, so like, yeah. The only thing that should matter in a game is fun, but a lot of people make the mistake of thinking gameplay is the only way to make a game fun. The soft pastel-like colors, the expressive animations, the unique Wonder mechanics from nearly every level bring an aesthetic to Wonder that makes it more fun than new Super games. It excites you with so many fresh ideas, like the copycats who copy your jumping, these number platforms that count down the more you jump up, these bouncy castles that sinks the longer someone stands on it. This is all before the Wonder Flowers even added into the mix. Now the Hoppycats are giant, and you have to get them to jump to destroy obstacles or run over them to progress. You like those bouncy castles? Well, now you're a bouncy castle. If you sink low enough, you die. Most of these Wonder effects build upon what is already introduced in the level, but others feel more like gimmicks than mechanics, like this brain-dead quiz one, this hippo one that lasts 10 seconds. While you don't have Wonder effects, a good chunk of the break time bonus levels also fall under the gimmick umbrella. Half of them are basically freebies for 4-year-olds who need help getting Wonder Seeds because they're too busy telling strangers on the internet to kill themselves along with their friends and family in a suicide pact. So I understand why they're there, but when your small-scale mini-level is just 3 times jumps on a stage or a music library feature that's just a single track from an older Daisy game, I'd rather have more mini-platform challenges or purchasable Wonder Seeds from the store. This game does spice up things in ways other than presentation and Wonder effects. However, they don't feel as spicy or fleshed out as the other two. Wonder actually has somewhat of an overworld where you get to pick and choose the order you play levels in each world, but they don't do anything interesting with it outside of some hidden Captain Toads in World 5, the Sun-Baked Desert. This is my favorite world in the game solely because of how they play with the overworld. Levels are hidden behind desert mirages, sandy waterfalls, and puzzled ruins. It's the only part of the game where you're encouraged to explore the overworld, and I wish the idea wasn't left so underutilized. Speaking of underutilized, badges, they exist. The aesthetic ones are perfectly fine to me, but the gameplay ones I'm more indifferent toward. Some of these badges like the high jump, the quick dash, and the glide were mechanics stolen from the unique traits each character had in previous Daisy games. Which means these characters all play the same now, which sucks, but I kind of understand why. In a multiplayer scenario, you might get sad if someone picked Daisy before you, making it impossible for you to use her iconic Daisy Blast. With badges, everyone can use the iconic Daisy Blast, but you can only take one badge into the level, so if someone wants a high jump and another wants to use the iconic Daisy Blast, then they have to fight to the death over it. I feel like the obvious solution would be to have palette swaps, letting multiple people play the same character while retaining the specific abilities that make them unique, and you can explain it canonically by saying they all ate double cherries or something. Also, Yoshi's should be playable without being invincible. Even with some minor issues, Super Daisy Girls Wonder is an amazing game just for the fact you get to play as Daisy! But the change in aesthetics breathes new life into the stale, new Daisy games we've grown accustomed to, pushing it on top as the best modern 2D Daisy. That being said, it could use some more Daisy.